Hello, everybody. It is 11:59, so I'm going to hang on for another, possibly a few seconds before I introduce today's guest. But we're here on another lockdown lesson. I'm going to give a date check actually, in case somebody's watching this a long time in the future. It's Thursday, the 2nd of April. This week has gone so fast. It's just, I can't believe we're on April actually. This whole year's gone fast. It's been a bit of a surreal time. But every day we're doing lockdown lessons here on Ashdown Jones. So keep tuning in every day. I didn't realize it was 11:59 only just, so I'm still rambling, and it's 12 o'clock. So, so I'm here today with the lovely Danielle Barker. Hello, Danielle, and welcome.
Hi, Sam.
So we're here. Hey, Joe. So we're here to talk today about birthday parties. Or birthdays, actually, because at this very surreal time, some people out there are going to be celebrating birthdays either in a much smaller group than they originally anticipated, or even on their own, and most certainly not with the family and friends that they would like to spend their birthdays with. John Jantz, it's his big 60 birthday today, and he's just at home with I believe with just his wife, who I'm sure will be a very important contributor to his birthday, but probably not the birthday with all his daughters and grandchildren that he thought he was going to have. So Danielle's here to help us make sense of it and to be able to create something that's memorable and enjoyable despite the current situation. So Danielle, welcome, and tell us a little bit about Red Beau.
So Red Beau is my business, and it's eco-friendly party supplies for children's parties and activity packs as well. So I do specialize in children's birthday parties, but I have got a couple of ideas for grown-ups as well, because everybody's stuck in. Nobody wants to be bored on the birthday.
No.
So yeah, I send out activity packs all over the world, and at the moment nobody's having birthday parties, but my Easter craft packs are flying out the door.
Yeah, all those school children.
Yeah, I think everybody's a little bored, and also you can't just nip to the shops for Easter eggs at the moment. They don't post that well.
So you live on a busy working farm, and you've got 2 children, is that right? How old are your children?
Well, my daughter's 8 and my son is going to be 12 next week. So I also have to organise a lock-in birthday party. So I've had that on my mind.
And that's
so
Beau,
yeah,
isn't it?
That's Beau, yeah. So that's where the name Red Beau comes from. So everything has a red bow on it, but it's spelt Beau, which is how my son's name's spelt.
The romantic way. And we've got a birthday party. I'm hoping my daughter Molly is watching, or is going to be watching the replay of this, because we've got a birthday coming up. Rosie is going to be 2 on the 1st of May. And I know, I can't believe she's 2 either. She's still a little tiny dot. And I so want to spend the day with her. But if we can't, I'm all ears for your ideas today to help us get through the day and still make it an enjoyable, memorable experience. So we've got 5 tips to share with everybody, haven't we? Well,
we have, yeah.
You have. I haven't. You have. I'm going to be listening, and I've already got my notes. So go ahead. What's number 1?
So number 1 is probably for the younger end, and that's Teddy Bear's Picnic. So this is where you can still feel like you're having a party. You can still do lots of different activities around it. So you can spend time with your child making little sandwiches and baking a cake and setting out a blanket. And what I've done is I've created a free printable so that you can make little party hats for all of your teddy bears. So that will be on my page after this chat, but this is what it looks like. So you can, that way. So you can print it out straight onto coloured paper, or you can colour it in.
Hat, is it? Is that what it is?
It's a little party hat, so it's to make a little hat. Going the wrong way. Sorry. A little party hat. So when you cut it out, it's this shape, and then you just fold it round and glue it in place. And then to make a little pom-pom on top, there's a little trick you can do with a fork. So this is just wool, and I've wrapped it loads of times around a fork, and then I've tied one thread through the middle, right through the middle of the fork. And then if you slip it off the fork, you just use some scissors and go through the middle. So we used to do it with a cardboard ring, didn't we, when I was younger?
Yeah.
So if you just cut through the edges, not cutting through the bit that tied through the middle, of course, otherwise it just fall apart. But you can create a little pom-pom. And if you like a bit of string, you can thread it through the top of the hat and just stick the string on the inside, and you've got a cute little hat for your teddy. So that's something fun that you can do with all the teddies. And you can put some elastic on there if you have any, but not everybody has any at the moment. Depends what supplies you have in the house.
That's ace. That's really good. Yeah, because I suppose you could order some of this on Amazon, but wait times are really long. And I just had a delivery. The guy was, you know, he practically ran from the door as I went to answer it. So maybe they've got a problem with the delivery drivers as well. So we can't rely on anything else. We've got to rely on what we've got in the house. And I suppose they could use just ordinary paper and then decorate it. And that's another activity for kids to do, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they can colour them in as much as they want. And if they wanted to scale it up or down, they could make a bigger or a smaller hat. You just need to print it on, you know, a larger scale or a smaller scale. But I thought that was quite a good teddy bear size.
Brilliant. It's absolutely fantastic. Right. Okay. So that's the one. That's Teddy Bear's Picnic. And how would you kind of approach that? You've got the hats. What would you do? Let's say it's a reasonable day. Are you talking about having a picnic in the garden or maybe on your daily activity? What are you thinking?
Yeah. So if you have got a nice day, which there is some nice days forecast, there's some really warm weather coming up, fortunately. It'd be really nice to have the picnic outside, but equally just in your living room, because the day's activities are preparing for it. That's where most of the fun will be. It'll be getting ready for the teddy bear's picnic. So dressing up all the teddies, gathering them round, making little finger sandwiches, you know, baking a cake. You know, normally you would have the cake, you know, either made for you or you'd prepare it in advance, but the child can be part of that occasion, you know, doing all the decorating.
Oh,
And then you
that's
can set
lovely.
up plates out and the cups out, and yeah, really make it like a proper little party, just with
With teddies
non-speaking.
instead of guests. And I suppose you could have your devices around, couldn't you? Like phones on FaceTime and things, so other people can join in, and maybe they could also, you know, have their teddy bears, so you could see it's a bit more communal. Because a lot of us have got a lot of devices. We've just been talking about, you know, iPad, laptop, and phone. You know, if you've got those devices, you could have different guests on each one, couldn't you? I'm not sure if I would stand for it right now, but that in theory it would work.
Yeah, well, all of the activities I've got are all ones that could include Zoom calls or, you know, different people on different devices. So
Yeah.
yeah, everybody can.
Oh, and by the way, this software I'm using at the moment is called, you might be able to see it on the live, it's called StreamYard, and it's free software, and you can have up to 6 guests on it. And the benefit of that is you could have a group on Facebook and, you know, like a family group or a friends group or something, a private group, and then you could stream straight into it. And that way it's recorded for people to be able to see afterwards as well, rather than trying to find the Zoom, you know, MP4 link. So anyway, that's my technical answer to this issue. Okay, so let's go to number 2.
Right, number 2 can be for children or older children or adults as well. So it's to recreate a cinema or a theatre in your living room. So it's just creating a real sense of occasion. So you can dress up, you can rearrange the furniture so that they're in rows, or put chairs out, have popcorn, and then you can stream at the moment a lot. I can't remember what, I'll be able to link it. But there's lots of theatre companies that are streaming free theatre shows at the moment. So you can actually watch a theatre show on your TV, or projectors actually aren't very expensive on Amazon. We bought a projector, I think it was about £50, and it came with the screen as well. So we sometimes, you can do this outside as well if the weather's nice. So an outdoor cinema. But you can stream it live on your projector or just on your TV. But if everybody's dressed up and everybody's sat in rows and it feels like a cinema experience or a theatre experience, it just gives you a sense of occasion and like you're doing something special for your birthday.
Oh, that's a lovely idea. And I suppose if it was on TV, so it's something like, I don't know, Frozen, they could dress
Yeah,
up Frozen, you could have a bit of a Frozen
yeah,
theme, and their friends could all be doing the same in their houses, and you just all press go at the same time.
yeah,
Sounds like
yeah, absolutely.
a nightmare to me, but yeah, I can I can see the appeal. So that's a lovely idea. So creating a little cinema.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay. So that's number two. What about number three?
So number three is a treasure hunt. So I do this often Easter time for my children, but I've created a free printable for a birthday occasion. So this is to get them just searching all over the house, getting active, getting excited about the birthday. You could combine this with one of the other activities as well, but this is, oh, I went the wrong way again. This is the free printable I've created, which you'll be able to get on my page after this. But it's all different clues that lead you from one part of the house to another. So,
Can
you
you read
know,
one out for us? Can you read one out,
yeah.
Danielle, so you can see what you mean? This is so creative. I wouldn't have a clue how to do this.
So one of them is slow down. There's no need to rush. The next clue can be found where we keep the hairbrush. And then the one that would, so you'd go to where you keep the hairbrushes, or there might be one or two locations where you would keep brushes. So they'd have to look in all the locations to find the clue. And then the one following from that would be, you must be getting sleepy. But with all that said, the next clue is hiding under your bed. So they go there to clue, and so they'd be searching all around the house. And eventually they get to the last one, which would lead them to all of the birthday presents, or just a little treat, or maybe the birthday cake. But I hope my son's not listening. I'm doing this one for his birthday next week. Because he loves things like that. I mean, he's going to be 12, but he still loves hunting around the house and finding
Oh.
clues. Excited.
I suppose with something like that, or maybe sort of a scavenger hunt, which I think we were talking about yesterday, because Molly, sorry, my sister Kathy has just done a scavenger hunt for her little girl Robin, and I think Molly was going to have a go with her too. I'm not quite sure how she'll do it, but anyway, sort of just in the house and then surround, the garden and the front. And
Yeah.
I suppose you could actually, again, be on, I'm always thinking about the technology, be on Zoom or something, or FaceTime with other friends. So, and they could have the same sheet if you both print it out, if you've got a home printer. Or she just drew hers actually, which is really nice. And then you go around looking for it, and then it's whoever wins, so you can play actually virtual games, can't
Yeah,
you?
yeah, yeah. I mean, my daughter's class have done this. So they've done a nature scavenger hunt. And they all, posted, the tick list of everything they'd found. And some of them put photos on of what they'd found in the garden, things like that. I mean, we're lucky we're on a farm, so we've got lots of land to go at.
Yeah.
But you can still do it in your house or in your garden or in your yard. There's still lots of different options. We are very fortunate around here. It's so rural. But so most people will have gardens, but yeah, like I say, even if you haven't, you can still do it around the house. And my daughter then made up her own one in addition to the one that a class had been doing. So you can get them to do that as well. That's another great activity for them.
Oh, that's lovely. And if they've got siblings, they can do one for each other. And yeah, I think it's you're turning sort of a game into a bit of learning as well, and keeping them active for a while. And the whole process, actually, like you said earlier, of creating it first and then doing that it's all part of the same fun, isn't it? And they'll probably
Yeah.
remember this birthday for years to come, won't they? When the mum's stressing about it or the dad's stressing about it, and the kid thinking, well, this is great. So so we've got some printables which we're going to put. I'm going to put the
Yeah.
link to your page and the printables on your page. So for those of you who are watching live or watching the replay, please do like Danielle's Red Beau page as well to give her a little thank you for these amazing free printables. Really appreciate it, and share it with any friends that have got kids as well. Okay, so that's treasure hunt number 3. Number 4, getting a bit more adult here.
Number 4 is the grown-ups. Yes, this is something that my brother did actually last week for his birthday. So it's a pub quiz. So the way you can do a pub quiz is if you set up an event in Facebook, you can have your team. So you can have a theme. So for my brother's birthday, the theme was to dress like him. So he is quite individual. He's got quite an interesting mustache and he wears a lot of tweed. And he always has his parrot on his shoulder. which sounds really random, but yeah, so everybody dressed up as him. And the way the quiz worked is there was a quiz master on the events page. You could have a team on Zoom, or you could just have your household as the team. And the quiz master posted quiz questions. It could be really fun, silly things. They could play tunes and you had to guess the tunes. And then the way people answered was to put it through on Messenger, the answers through on Messenger, so everybody couldn't see it and copy. But that, everybody can have the favourite tipple. It can be a really good laugh together.
That sounds really good fun, actually. And I know there's an app at the moment called House Party that some people have been using. I tried to use it the other day with my family, and we couldn't get it to work very well. It was very stuttery, but actually we found Zoom really good. The only issue with Zoom is you've got to keep refreshing it after every 40 minutes, haven't you, as the free bit runs out. But yeah, that's another option. And as I say, StreamYard, then you're live into the group. So there's lots of video options, or just put your phone on. I suppose you can't put your phone on FaceTime because it's one person at a time. But anything that makes you feel like other people are in the room with you, that's what you need, isn't it?
Yeah. We can all do a little live, to say, hey, we're all here, and this is our team, and things like that. You can all join in that way.
Yeah, and then we're keeping the communication going, aren't we? I'm sure a lot of my friends are doing family Zooms at the moment. Let's all get together at 8 o'clock on certain night, and I think, well, why don't we normally do this? Because I've spoken to my family over the last couple of weeks more than I've spoken to them ever. This is an opportunity to bring your family together, even if they're spread out all over the country or even all over the world. Okay, so number 5. This sounds like fun.
Yeah, this is what my daughter would really love. This is right up her street. So this was a dance party. So this one was based around, Zoom or StreamYard, or, any way you can stream with your friends. Just a small group of friends. And what you could do in advance is send them all a little gift each. So something that they can do all at the same time while they're talking, or because it's a dance party, you could send them something to dress up in, a silly headband, a mask, or something that glows. And then you just need to turn up the music loud. You can all dance together. Then there's not any awkward silences that children sometimes have when they're talking live because they're all dancing to the same music. If you've got it loud enough, they can all hear it through the through whatever they're streaming, and you can put some fairy lights on. We have a disco light bulb, which is great. We also have a wall of fairy lights. So yeah, you can just be dancing away to music with your friends.
Danielle, I wish you'd been my mum. My mum was great. We did have the whole sandwiches and the cake and all the rest of it. And usually, because my birthday's in July, it was usually outside and in the relative sunshine, and we used to have some very dangerous games. She used to make us do this game where she used to invite our whole class. There's about 35 of us, and then if we'd been I don't know, let's say we'd been picking peas, because we lived in Lincolnshire. There's a lot of crop farms near us. We'd been picking peas. She'd get us in teams to shell the peas. So and everybody thought this was perfectly normal. I go, look at what my mum's doing. She's manipulating you. But everybody thought it was perfectly normal, and it was fun. So actually, you can turn anything into a fun game. That's what we're talking about here, isn't it? I think we've got so used to, booking out the bouncy castles and the going to the cinema and going to McDonald's, even, taking the kids to somewhere that's a pre-prepared party. This is going to stretch a lot of parents' sort of skill sets and patience and creative juices. So I think what you've given us today is some fantastic inspirational tips. And as I say, go over to, do you remember the name of the actual page? Remember the exact name? Red Beau?
Red Beau Creative Party Boxes.
Red Beau Creative Party Boxes, but I will link to it as well. So hey Jenny, so do go and have a look at it. Please give Danielle a little like on her page to say thank you, and maybe a comment as well, and also share with anybody that you know that's got kids, because these tips are absolutely dynamite, and everybody needs to hear this right now, because some birthdays may feel like they could be a little bit lonely, but they don't have to be lonely if you follow Danielle's tips.
And can I also just say before we go, if you feel like you're not fully giving your child the experience you were hoping for on the birthday, just delay the party. Just have a party once all of this is finished, because there's loads of really great local businesses that provide party supplies, that can't do their job at the moment. So, it'd be really great if we could support them as well. Like bouncy castles, things like that. If we could support them once this is all over, and have a great party once the social distancing has all ended.
And actually, that's a really good point, because if pennies are a bit tight, which they may well be at the moment, a few of you with delayed birthdays could all get together, get somebody with a big party, get our friend Jeanette over with all her bouncy castle paraphernalia, have a huge party for like half a dozen kids, and that's something to actually look forward to and plan right now, isn't it?
It is,
and
yeah.
Of course, you helping out. So Danielle, you did say to me that well, hopefully we don't get overrun, but that anybody that's got a birthday coming up in their family that would like a bit of help and advice, you're very happy to offer that, aren't you, on a FaceTime call or something?
Yeah. Just message me on Messenger. I'm happy to have a chat. Either on the phone or through the Messenger or email, whichever you like. I'm here and I'm happy to help.
Oh, thank you, Danielle. Well, they were fantastic tips, and unbelievably, we've just about kept time. So thank you very much for that. And if anyone wants to get in touch with Danielle, I'll make sure her details are on the post as well. But thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. And yeah, see you soon. Bye-bye for now. Bye.